Hey guys, welcome to week 3 of round 3 of this distance learning. I hope this video finds you all super duper well. I want you to know that I, along with all the other 4th grade teachers, miss you tremendously. I hope that you're doing fantastic. Today, we're going to be learning about angles and finding missing angle measurements. I cannot wait because you know I love this stuff. So anyway, let's not make it last any longer than it has to. Here we go. Let's get started. Enjoy it. Have your paper ready. Be prepared to answer the questions to see if I get it right. Uh-oh. All right. See you in there. All right, guys. So the first thing that I want to go over with you are two specific types of angles. The first angle I want us to look at is this angle. All right, who knows what this angle is called? I hope you said a right angle. Right angle. All right, now, who knows how many degrees a right angle is? It is 90 degrees. All right, so anytime you have a right angle, it is always 90 degrees. And most of the time, you're going to have this little symbol right here in the corner that will tell you, that's a giveaway, that it is a right angle. Okay? The other angle I want to talk about today is this angle. Okay? So it's kind of like two right angles put together. Who knows what this angle is? Hope you said straight. It's a straight angle. Okay, and a straight angle is 180 degrees. All right, so you need to keep these two types of angles in mind today whenever we are going over the questions that we're going to be practicing today in this online session before you get to your practice problems. You also need to remember this for your practice problems because the problems we're going to be going over today are very similar to the ones that you're going to be doing in your Google form. Okay? The first question I want to look at with you today is right here. It says, look at the diagram below. What is the measurement of the missing angle? So the missing angle, of course, here is where the question mark is. So we need to think, we have to have at least two numbers before we can do anything. Well, we see that this picture gives us one number, it gives us 30. But how can we use 30 to help us find this missing angle? The first thing we need to realize is what is the total angle measure, and it gives it to us here by giving us this little symbol I told you about. It tells us that this angle is a right angle. So thinking back to what we just discussed, how many degrees are in a right angle? 90, right? So we know that 30 degrees plus a certain question mark degrees will equal 90 degrees because 90 is the overall measure. This portion here is 30. And then we need to figure out 30 plus what will give us 90. So we have our problem set up. We know 30 plus something equals 90. Well, we know that the opposite of addition is subtraction. So to find it out, we can subtract 30 from 90 and we get 60. So that means our question mark equals 60 degrees. Okay, question number 2 is similar to question number 1. It says, look at the diagram below. What is the measurement of the missing angle? So again, we're giving one angle measure, a question mark. But we have what we know is a straight angle. And using our knowledge that we learned at the beginning of the video about a straight angle, we can solve this problem. So you need to think, how many degrees are there in a straight angle? I hope you remember that there are 180 degrees in a straight angle. So 180 degrees equals 60 degrees plus another number, right? And that would be what the question mark represents here. So again, the opposite of addition is subtraction. So if we take 60 and subtract it from our total amount, 0 from 0 is 0, 6 from 8 is 2, and nothing from 1 is 1. So 120 degrees is our missing angle. And if we wanted to check that, we could check it by adding together our question mark. So 60 plus 120, 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 6 is 8. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So 180 degrees, which is our straight angle. All right, let's look at number 3. Mrs. Ramirez is adding angles to create a new angle. Select the angles Mrs. Ramirez can use to create a 90-degree angle. All right, and it says check all that apply. So we are doing something similar to what we just did, except we know the overall angle is 90. That's how much it measures. And we're going to see what angles can be within that. So what we're doing is we're trying to find numbers that when we add them together, it equals 90. All right, so let's just think. I know that 50 plus 45, let's work that out over here. 50 plus 45 is 95. So that's too high. Okay, we've got to go to 90. All right, let's see. What if I did 50 plus 25? That gives me 75. It's too small. Plus 20 maybe? What do I get there? 95. That's too high. So I'm thinking 50 is probably not going to be used. So I'm going to put a little X above 50 because I think I've eliminated that one. Let's see. What if I do 45 plus 25? Because I know if I add my 5s, I'm going to get 0 in the 1's place. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 70. So I did that one plus that one. All right, let's see if we add 20 to it. What do we get? Ha ha, 90 degrees. All right. So these are the numbers we're going to add together. So within that 90-degree angle, which is a right angle, there's our right angle. 45 is half of 90. Okay, so this angle measure could be 45. And then we can have 25 here and 20 here. And then when we add those up, just like we did, we will get that right angle of 90 degrees. All right, question number 4. Look at the diagram of 180 degrees. What is the measure of the unknown angle? All right, so it's telling us here that 180, of course, is our straight angle. We learned that at the beginning. So we have 90 here, so we're thinking 90 plus what equals 180? Okay, so if I have 180, that equals 90 plus what degrees? Okay. Some of you probably know this right off because you know that this is half of a circle, right? So that you know that 90 degrees is a fourth of a circle because a whole circle is 360 degrees. And we learned this in number corner. So I know that Miss Bowers, Miss Andrews, Miss Smith, and myself all talked to you about this earlier in the school year. So some of you know right away it's 90. You can tell that just by looking at it maybe. Or you just know that 90 times 2 is 180, or 9 times 2 is 18, and then you put that 0 on the end to scoot it over on the place value chart, right? Alright, so you're right. It is 90 degrees. And we can prove that. We can do 180 minus 90. Zeros. 9 from 18 is 9. So it's 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Alright, now, don't let this overwhelm you because it has so many pieces to it. Let's take it slow, read the directions, and see what it's asking. It says, a diagram is shown. What is the angle sum? So first word we need to remember is sum, and sum means the answer to an addition problem. So all we're going to do is we're going to take all the different angles, 130, 20, 50, 40, and add them together. It just wants to know how big is this big angle here. I want you to pause the video and I want you to add up all the degrees to see what you get as the reflex angle here. All right, so I got 240 degrees whenever I added it together. So like I said, it's a reflex angle. This is not a 4th grade standard, but it did come up in our number corner, so we taught it to some of you guys. So a reflex angle equals 181 degrees to 359 degrees. Okay? Because once you get 360 degrees, you have a full circle. All right, last one we're going to look at today is number 6. It says, look at the diagram below. The sum of the angles is 180. Well, we should know that because we know that this makes a straight angle. So we know that this line here is 180. So it's saying that the sum, if we add all these angles up, we're going to get 180 degrees. But that's not what it's asking. It says, what is the measure of angle H? So we see the angle measure for H is missing. So think about that. What could we do to find angle H? Okay, so we know that if we add 80 plus H plus 20 plus 30, we'll get 180 degrees. But how does that help us find angle H? So let's write that equation out because we know it'll work. So 180 equals 80 degrees plus H plus 20 degrees plus 30 degrees. Okay. So what if we add 80, 20, 30 together and then see if that helps us get closer to H? So 180 degrees equals 80 plus 20 is 100 plus 30 is 130. So it will be 130 degrees plus H. So just like our other equations we did today, we would need to take our 130, subtract it from our 180, and we'll get 50. So H equals 50 degrees. And we can prove that by adding it all up. So we'll take our 80 degrees, our 50 degrees, our 20 degrees, and our 30 degrees. All of our zeros equal 0. I'm going to make a friendly number here by making that 10. And then here I'll make that 8. So that equals 18 degrees. And that was what our straight angle is. Okay, guys, that is all I have for you today. I think that using this as a review will help you do very well on your questions for today. All right, so this is week 3, Tuesday for week 3. You're going to review angle and measurement as additive. So that's this video that we just did. Then you're going to practice. You can get on Study Island. I'm going to link that in here. I'll make another video to show you how to get to that. And then for your grade for this week, we want you to complete the assignment in Google Classrooms called Angle Measurement as an Additive. Okay? So I hope that you all are very successful with this. Of course, if you have any questions as you're practicing or completing problems, please, please, please reach out to Miss Bowers or myself. We're happy to help you in any way we can. We hope you're doing great. We miss you and love you all and can't wait to see you. Show you how to log into Study Island from home. All you need to do is go to studyisland.com and we will link that in today's work for you. You hit log on. Same thing as whenever we're at school, you come down to the yellow or orange, whatever color you call that. Hit log on there because this is Study Island for schools. Okay. You're going to type in your password here. Okay. I'm going to use a student login so that mine looks the same as yours. So remember, your Study Island password is your first initial, last initial, lunch number, and then your password is just your lunch number. Okay. The assignment today that we have for you, I want you to get to it a different way than we normally do. I want you to come over here to the side where it says Georgia Programs. You're going to click there. It defaults here to 4th grade Georgia Standards Mastery. For subject, you're going to click Math. And then you're going to scroll down here to 5. It says 5, Measurement and Data. And the one that we want you to practice doing each, it says Additive Angle Measures. So click that. And you can, if you have the option, most of you do, but some of you won't for some reason, and we never were able to figure that out. I even asked the technology lady to help us figure out why, and she couldn't figure out why in the world. Some did not have game mode, but some did. If you have game mode and you want to play the games, feel free to choose game mode. If for some reason it's not giving you that option, you can just click practice. Now it's the same thing. The only thing is whenever you get a problem right, you won't get to play the game that goes along with it. I'm going to go ahead and click practice because I don't really care to play a game. Alright, so I'm going to share with you how to find one of these simple problems. Alright, so this angle, it tells us that this whole inside, all of the angles together is 164. And then we see that this angle here is 130. So for me to find x, I know that x is going to be smaller than 164 because that's the whole. And I know it's probably going to be smaller than 130 also because I can tell that x here is an acute angle. So to find x, I want you to think about the equation that you would do. Would you add, subtract, multiply, or divide? I hope you said subtract. So I'm going to take my total angle measure. You'll need to make sure you're writing these down as you're practicing. So it would be 164. And then I'm going to take away or minus 130. Now I'm writing this down, so hopefully you are too. I got 134 degrees. So x would be 134 degrees. You're going to hit submit. And it will tell you if you got it right. So we got it right. There's our star. Next question. All right, I'm going to miss this one on purpose so you can see what happens when we miss it. This one's pretty complex looking, but not really bad because it tells you here that the measure of AED, so you find AED, that's the whole thing. So if we add all three of these measures together, we're going to get 156. It says drag angle measures to complete the equations and show one way to find the measure of angle CED. So here we have something minus 83 minus 48 is going to give us what we're missing. And I know that that something is the overall angle measure. I still have that highlighted here. I know the overall angle measure is 156. Okay. So the first step would be to subtract 83 from 156. So y'all do that real quick on your paper. See what you get. I got 73. So if we drag 73 down, now we need to subtract 48 from 73. So y'all do that on your paper. And I got 25, but I want to miss this problem, so I'm going to choose 35, so I'll show you what happens, okay? So I'll hit submit. Parents and students, what I highly encourage you to do is that as you're going through here, if you just do 10 practice problems, I think that will be great. Just make sure that if you miss any, that you're looking at this explanation and making sure you're understanding why you're missing it. Now, problems like this, they look overwhelming just because there's a lot to it, but really when you get in there and you read it and you kind of just plug in all the information, it's not too bad. All right, guys, so that you're going to do this. After this practice, you're going to do the Google form. Please make sure you do it in this order. That way you see the video, you're learning how to do it or refreshing because we have touched on this a little bit this year already. And then do the practice on Study Island. That way you're making sure that you feel pretty confident before you take the grade. Your assessment, you can take it as many times as you would like. So once you click through, it will give you your score. And you can close out of that if it's a score that you're not happy with. Go back to the classwork page, click on the assessment again, and it will bring it up. This time it will already have your email address linked to it. I'm in Kimber's account, so it's showing her account's linked to it. She can go ahead and try it again. I've just been clicking through, and what it does is it's going to send me as many times as you did it. It'll give me the timestamps, and it will tell me your score. So the first time I took it for her, she got a 20. She got 2 out of 10. And the second time, she got 0 out of 10. Neither of those scores are good, but I was just testing it to see what it would look like. So, today, Miss Bowers and I both would like you can take it as many times as you want. You do not have to ask us to allow you to retake it. But do know that we can see however many times you've taken it. And we'll take that into consideration whenever we are giving you your final score. So do feel free to go in there and take it again. This time it's just going to show you the ones you missed once you get to the end of it, and then it can just write those numbers down if you want to, so that you know whenever you retake it that you need to really focus on those. All right, good luck, guys. I know that y'all can do great on this.